Yo, what's going on, Dragon Ballers? Welcome back to another video. Today we're getting back into set 17 reveals, but we're not talking about any of the strict archetypes in today's video. Today we're talking about the new multicolor super combos coming out in Ultimate Squad. When the first set of multicolor super combos came out, it was actually a really historic time for the Dragon Ball Super card game. Following that, multicolor definitely ran the game for quite some time, but since Unison Warrior block, we've definitely been in a more monocolor oriented type of block or format, whatever you want to call it. But multicolor's still been fairly decent throughout the Unison Warrior block, so it's going to be interesting to see how we can use these multicolor super combos in current decks, as well as decks that may come out in the future. As we know, Bandai loves to throw legacy support, and of course, you have to assume that all types of decks and strategies are going to be supported throughout the game's history. So it's cool to look at these now. Anyways, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you don't miss Dragon Ball Super video. And if you guys want to help support the channel, many ways down in the description you can do so as always. But today, guys, if you're looking for custom sleeves, playmats, any TCG accessories like that, even foil playmats, use my link in the description to yourplaymat.com. Not only will you get 10% off your order using the link down in the description, but their stuff is so high quality, guys. I always talk about my art sleeves. The biggest thing I love about them is they don't peel. I don't have to double sleeve them. I can play them as is, and I love that because I hate shuffling ginormous decks, right? So again, 10% off with the link down in the description. Let's get into the video, starting with the red-green color combination. So what I have here is the new super combo as well as its old counterpart. We'll talk about both. We'll kind of compare and contrast. So we have Vegeta Proud Warrior. Super combo, if the card is a red or green, when this card using the combo from your hand, play one Cyberman token, gains unique and blocker for the turn. Cyberman tokens have 5,000 power, 0 combo cost, and 5,000 combo power. So the exact same read as Testing the Opposition, which also spawns a Cyberman token that becomes a blocker. But notice here they gave this blocker unique, so you can't actually get the token from Testing the Opposition while you have this token on the board, which is definitely an odd restriction to add, in my opinion. I mean, you can always block with this or combo it off and then, get around that restriction, I guess. I don't really know why they felt they needed to add it, but maybe I guess they don't want you to shotgun multiple super combos. But even if you had multiple Vegetas in your hand, you just combo Vegeta, play token, combo token, and then rinse, repeat, I guess is how it would work. But that leads me to talk about the differences between Vegeta and Nappa. So Vegeta is going to be much, much better when you're shotgunning for game or being shotgunned for game. And the reason is Vegeta instantaneously plays 5k combo power to the board, which you can then use to add to your combo power. Nappa, you don't really get that immediate value. You get to play Nappa after the battle concludes. So Nappa is a little bit better, one, in red-green rival based decks because you get to use a red-green combo multiple times. And two, it's better if you're kind of like trying to chip damage your opponent. Let's just say they're at like 3 or 4 life. You're trying to push through a double striker. Let's say you attack with a 20k double striker. You combo with Nappa. Now it's 30k. Let's say they take it or they combo out, whatever. Then Nappa gets played to the board and is ready to be used for your next attack. So Nappa is kind of better at like spreading out the combo power because, again, it plays itself, provides another 10k, whereas Vegeta provides that immediate value. So I do think for that reason, Nappa is going to be a little bit better in like real strict arrival red-green decks. But I mean, Vegeta gives you incredible defensive power, right? Like giving you a blocker will theoretically stop a really big attack following whatever you super comboed. Now, don't get me wrong, the blocker is anything but uninteractable, right? I mean, how many times do you guys use the blocker negates and you're met with a steadfast Goku resting the token or a Yamcha counterplay killing the token? That can certainly happen, but of course there's tons of cases as well where you use the blocker negates and the blocker comes in absolutely fine. You get to block with it. So, but yeah, I think there's definitely gonna be situations where Nappa is going to be better, again, namely like red-green arrival heavy decks. And then Vegeta is going to be good where you really want that blocker following up, which could theoretically be good in defensive or I guess an aggressive format where you want to be more defensive. But in that same vein, the draw 2 super combos are usually better when your opponent's being aggressive with you. But I digress. They're both so really good. Red green's not super popular right now, so we're kind of speculating for the future. So again, I think if a red green rival deck comes out in the future, Nappa's gonna be really good. But I think maybe if there's a red green aggro deck that kind of positions around the Piccolo Junior Unison, I think Vegeta Proud Warrior is probably a pretty good pick. So anyways, let's go on to the next guys. We have Beerus Motivated Destruction. Okay, this is one that I am super excited about. Let's give it a read. If your leader card is red or yellow, when this card is using a combo from your hand, reveal a top card of your deck and add it to your hand. If the revealed card is red, this card gets plus 5,000 combo for the battle. If this card is yellow, choose one of your opponent's cards in rest mode, and it gets minus 5,000 power for the battle. So notice this is a base 5k combo. So you can add 5k to it, making it a typical 10k super combo, but you can also minus 5, even a leader, if you happen to flip a red yellow card. So on its own, this card has a potential to be a 15k combo, and then if you're able to combo with the red yellow that you draw, let's just say, it can be even more combo power. But the main thing I'm really excited about this for is the fact that it is a multicolor super combo that draws a card. We have not seen this yet, and I think they printed this for red yellow because red yellow has been the one that's been struggling very, very much so. Hasn't really done much in terms of like at least a red yellow arrival based deck. I know Yellow Baby's done some things here and there, but this is just so good for like the generic version of red yellow, really focusing on those Beerus arrivals, which is awesome. Whis has been historically good as well, was played a lot in red yellow Surge Goku, and has even been teched in like King Piccolo builds to answer cards like Dark Power Black Mass Sand. And it was always cool that you can combo Whis then a rival Beerus, and that would let you kill anything 40k or less, because Whis minus 10s, Beerus can KO anything 30k or less. That was a really cool combination. But yeah, I've been trying out Beerus actually in a red Beerus deck. It's still in the super early testing phases. It's got some really cool matchups, and it's got its own slew of problems, just given the fact that it's a red-yellow base arrival deck. Red-yellow hasn't gotten great support, just like most of the blue color combinations have gotten, but it's still a really fun deck. I think the Beerus arrival is actually a really good card right now because a lot of things just don't want to be locked down, and KOing anything 30k or less just gives you a lot of answers to boss monsters. But yeah, if you guys want to see that, let me know. I'll bring it to the channel. But yeah, this is certainly going to be one for speculation as we get more red-yellow support in the future, because that's a color combination, again, at least arrival-wise, that needs a lot of help in the future. Then we have SS2 Kefla Super Fusion. So we have, if your leader card is blue or yellow, at the end of a battle in which this card uses a combo from your hand, choose one of your opponent's battle cards in rest mode and place it at the bottom of the owner's deck. This is kind of wild. A super combo that just straight up offers you removal, albeit it is at the end of a battle. This is kind of weird. So I don't think this is going to work against any dual attackers, because if I'm understanding this correctly, the dual attacker is going to restand before you actually get to use the auto of Kefla. So that's kind of rough. You can bottom deck any other threat that's on the board while they're attacking with a certain threat. And of course, offensively, this can just bottom deck anything that is in rest mode on your opponent's board. So I don't know. I don't think this is really going to work to blue-yellow's strengths like Zamasu does. Zamasu just adds so much needed interruption to your defensive turn, where you're rivaling so many cards that give your opponent a hard time, and on top of that, you have the constant threat of tapping their leader. So you're almost forcing them to play out of sequence. They have to attack their leader first, so now their battle cards are vulnerable. You can combo Zamasu, tap a battle card, you can arrival Kefla 8-drop, bottom deck another battle card. I don't think Kefla is going to be as good in 99% of blue-yellow decks, but with that being said, it is a blue-yellow combo that a deck like Yellow Kaba can play, which is pretty cool. Like, you want to play a rival-based strategy in that deck, but you don't always want to play the cards that just like combo for free in blue-yellow. This is an actual super combo you can play, but it's going to be a pretty tough sell to not play a super combo that at least draws or gives you some sort of insane value like Zamasu can. Like, tapping the leader can always be good. That can really always be good. But Kefla, I think it's going to be really hard to kind of take Zamasu's namesake, in my opinion at least. If you think there's a better case scenario where Kefla can be used, of course, let me know down in the comments. Anyways, let's move on. Alright, we have SSG Goku Magnificent Might, 2-drop 10k super combo. If the card is red or blue, when this card is using a combo from your hand, if a red card's in your energy, choose one of your opponent's battle cards or unison cards. It gets minus 5,000 power for the turn. Additionally, if a blue card's in your energy, choose one of your opponent's leader cards or unison cards, and it gets minus 5,000 power for the battle. So there's some kind of annoying differentiations you're going to have to remember. Basically, if the card is red in your energy, you're going to minus 5 something for the turn. And if the card's blue, you're going to minus 5 something for the battle. Now, of course, in a red-blue deck, you'll very often be proccing both of these effects, which in and of itself is pretty powerful. But I think the biggest thing about red-blue mostly is the arrivals, right? Like, cooler arrivals are all very powerful. Boo arrival is very good. And an invoker, you really want to get that additional energy to make sure you can continue to use your extra cards. I don't really see a scenario where Goku Magnificent Might is going to outclass Beerus, in my opinion at least. Maybe in more of like an aggressive red-blue deck, because you are going to be able to minus a leader at the end of the day. So that is going to be the one strength to Goku over Beerus. Beerus is technically only really good on defense, whereas Goku is seemingly a lot better on offense because, again, 15k combo just for using it. That's pretty good. If there is a blue-red aggro deck, maybe you consider Magnificent Might, but even then in an aggro deck, you're probably going to want to consider the draw 2 super combos if you're not really using too much Arrival, because in aggro, you want to be digging for as many cards as you possibly can, especially those Sensu Beans in a red-blue version. So, yeah, I'm not quite seeing Magnificent Might over Divine Obliterator in most scenarios. Then we have Android 17 and 18 Team Up Attack Super Combo. If your leader card is blue or green and it's your opponent's turn, when this card is using a combo from your hand, switch one of your blue-green multicolor energy to active mode. Okay, so we're getting a Divine Beerus for blue-green. This is a very powerful card. I think there are going to be a lot of scenarios where you're going to want to use this, maybe even in conjunction with Bionic Blitz. Think about the most popular blue-green deck in the current format, which is Android 16, and I say popular, but it's not like a million people are playing it, right? It's just one that is known to do well, mostly when Jerry Lopez plays it, but it's still like a pretty solid deck, right? I've been testing it more. It is a good deck. I will say Bionic Blitz is nice, but you don't typically even use your super combos all that much to arrive. It's really more of just like a hindrance to your opponent at that point, and Bionic Blitz does that job very well. If you were to use 17-18 Team Up Attack, you could technically arrive more cards, which is definitely a good thing, but sometimes you only want to arrive one guy from energy per turn because then you start losing energy. You could then start arriving guys from your hand. I don't know. I think this is going to be the super combo that I'm going to have to play with more in order to get a real good feel for it. Android 21 is another one that I'm thinking about with this card. That deck is much less arrival heavy, but you could theoretically facilitate bigger arrivals like the Android 17 arrival that costs 4. I'm forgetting the name right now. But that card is sometimes hard to set up in Android 21 because you're spending energy to ramp, spending energy for unisons, spending other offensive energies that you could get your energy back more with Android 17-18 Team Up Attack. So that's a use case I can see for it. Bionic Blitz in 16 I think might just be a little bit better because, again, you can always use your leader effect to arrive and then just use Bionic Blitz to put pressure on them. And theoretically in 21 you can do the same thing, start taking their hand away with some of your cards and then use Bionic Blitz to rip more cards. But I think it really depends on how you're going to build those decks. So I will say, I think depending on how you build it, one is going to be better than the other, and you can kind of cater your deck towards whichever one you want to lean into more. And now, guys, we'll wrap up with Cell the Awaken. Let's be honest, though, it's not going to be very difficult to be better than Dr. Gero, Progenitor of Terror. So what Cell does is, if your leader card is green or yellow at the end of a battle in which this card was used in a combo from your hand, play this card from your drop area. So we're getting a Nappa Demolition Man for green-yellow. But what's really cool is, in green-yellow, this is actually really nice because it helps you set up successor plays. Successor has not historically been the way to go about green-yellow. I mean, green-yellow hasn't been all that crazy popular, at least since set 9. But yeah, it is a cool thing that we actually get some value out of putting this card onto the board that makes sense with the color combination. I do like that. Do I think you'll play this over most other super combos that green-yellow decks can play, especially defending Father Paragus? Probably not, but I mean, if you ever need that piece for the combo, like if your deck is really good at putting out 10 energy worth of battle cards, you need 2 more for Celzino, I mean, this card fits the bill. But again, I think it's gonna be a pretty tough sell to play this over any of those draw super combos. But yeah, guys, overall, I guess going through this, they're not really necessarily outclassing the old multicolor super combos, but there are some use cases where these can be better if you want to build decks a certain way, or if a certain type of deck comes out down the road, because again, multicolor is going to need a fair amount of help if certain non-blue color combinations want to see success. But anyways, guys, of course, let me know in the comments below which of these super combos you're excited about, how you're thinking about them. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.